Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Gravely Highlands. We're going to play some D&D today. So let's bring our cast back in. We'll start with Neslia. Welcome to the game. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Neslia Feldrin, and I am just so excited to be here, and I'm so excited to go into a temple, and I'm just so excited. It's going to be great.
Wonderful. That's fantastic. I'm sure it will be. We got very tentacly last time, so I'm sure that we will return to that. Let's bring up our dwarven do-gooder. Come on in, Gwennifer. How are you feeling today? Oh, okay, no problem. Well, we've got Hogan as well. Hogan, you want to say hi?
Disconnected.
Name's Hogan. I drink and I punch things.
Yeah, so the team has had a chance to level up between our last episode and this episode. So hopefully, apparently, we were told earlier that Hogan's fists were magic. So we're going to see that very, very soon. And Penny, welcome on in. Good to see you again.
Hello,
100%.
hello. Yes, I am back for more thievery and bullshit.
100%.
Yes,
Connected
yes.
to NNTY.
Perfect. Oh, there we go.
Hi, I am Gwennifer. I am a artificer cleric and a dwarf. And I'm just trying really hard to change my ways and be good now, because I've been a pretty bad girl recently, and I wanna try to help people a bit.
Well, I mean, hey, this is the place to do it. So, Kurt, last time in our game, we had the opportunity to you were introduced and dealt with a Zorn, a fairly nasty, treasure-eating denizen of the dark caverns and sort of thick rock sides of most mines. The mine, having been empty for a week, made it way too tempting for the Zorn to not come and hang out. That went quite well, and we ended up making it all the way through to the temple entrance on the second level. For you to safely and very successfully rappel down about 120 feet, landing on the floor, wherein, upon looking up at the corner, we see this creature.
Yuck.
So, the temple around you to this point has been dark and quiet. There's a sound like a rushing waterfall that's howling deep somewhere within the temple far from you. There are three miners' bodies. They're certainly not moving from what you can see, that you can make out in the dim light below this creature. You have about 25 feet from this creature. It is in front of you and up the wall quite a bit, hanging out near the top of the door frame, where you can see the temple continues. You have just noticed each other. What would you all like to... Oh, we have Wawatesi coming in a second here, so perfect.
Okay, so we can't do any stealth check to see if it doesn't see us.
You did just propel down from the only source of light right in front of it.
Sneakily.
So it has blind sight, which means that it has detected you for sure.
Darn.
That fucking thing is bad news.
Ooh, what is it? It's so interesting looking. Look, it's got all these little things happening, and it's got a beak. And
Stop. Shh. Quiet.
I know it has tentacles, but that doesn't mean it's friendly.
Yeah,
but it usually does.
it's a growl.
As you're staring up at this creature, one of its tentacles from closer towards its mouth unfurls, and it drops the corpse of a dwarven miner directly in front of you. Splat.
Oh,
Son of a bitch.
Well, there's a body.
yeah. I think these are those... Hogan, I think those are those miners that you're looking for.
Yes, probably.
That
Very
appears to be so.
good
Do I
stuff.
know this
Yeah.
guy? Do I know this guy? Would he be like a patron of the bar that my brothers run?
Absolutely. Give me a perception check on this corpse.
That's gonna be a 18.
Is that 15?
18.
18. Yes, this is a dwarven miner who is a good friend of your eldest brother. They played a variety of dwarven sports together in the academy. This is Hype Full-Fisted. You've known him since you were very small.
So young. Just a minor.
Hype?
What a good pun.
He's going to immediately cast Toll the Dead,
Okay.
if I can. Right now, Gwennifer is furious and grief-stricken, and she just wants to attack. So, do we have to roll initiative?
I will. So you can each take an action. Actually, yes. Let's do that. So you go ahead and attack. Then we will roll initiative. So, and your emotional response to this corpse package. Let's go with that.
Okay, so Toll the Dead, I believe, is a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, it is. What is it need to save against?
They have to save against 14.
No, it got a 2. So absolutely not.
Takes 7 necrotic damage.
Okay. So this thing is going to take that hit, and it's going to open its awful beak, and its long tongue is going to sort of waggle its way out wetly above you, and it's going to screech, which is awful. It will begin rocketing off the stone. The sound is really unpleasant, but doesn't have any other effects. But certainly, it has announced that it is there. Please roll initiative, everyone.
Wow.
Yes, and pop.
I can't type.
Okay, just give me the
maybe I
number,
can.
whatever it is.
8.
You said it was about 25 feet away from us?
Yeah, it's on an angle up the wall. So, yeah, 25 feet.
Hey.
Yeah,
Before
Rock,
everything,
paper, scissors.
on my
that
deck,
is one of the few things that I can do from range.
as Gwennifer has a very strong emotional reaction, Hogan is very, very trying to tell what he knows about these creatures, but nobody seems to care at this point.
Well, I mean, I'm just really angry that
Yeah.
they were my friend. I heard that you said it was a Grell.
And then
Like a
It's a
badass
growl.
creature that needs to die. That's all I need to know.
So
Now we know what to put on its tombstone, so it's fine.
Grell.
So top of the order is Neslia. You're going to get the next opportunity to take an action. Please go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Oh no, that's not friendly at all. And I'm going to do my double Eldritch blasts on it.
Nice. Okay.
So I have to do a attack roll. Okay, that is 17 to hit.
That will hit. Yes.
Okay, so that is 1d10 force damage plus my charisma modifier.
Okay.
Okay, so that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10 force damage to it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do the second blast right in its beaky mouth bits.
It's Maw.
Its maw. Okay, that's the exact same roll. So 17.
Yep. That'll hit. Yep.
Okay, and then my d10 again. And charisma.
Okay, so 17 hit it.
So that's 14 force damage.
Okay.
Damn.
Like
Yeah, and it
What if-
takes you like the top half of its beak cracks off on the top, and which just leaves the tongue out sort of permanently now. And it like lands on the floor next to Penny, just with like a swack. And it's probably about the size of a wiener dog or so. This chunk of it.
You had to use a wiener dog? Mine's right beside me.
Do what we can.
I'm gonna
Jennifer.
use- I'm gonna just use
Oh,
my
me?
movement
Oh.
to go towards the tongue.
Okay, you're gonna head. So you're getting closer underneath this thing.
Yeah.
Awesome. We can definitely do that. It's not happy. It screeches again. The sound is not great. It's not fun for anyone.
Okay.
Gwennifer, go for it.
Can you describe the space for me a little bit more?
Hmm. So you are looking up at a space that rises about 100 feet above where you came from. The ceiling that you came through was domed, and so those walls around you were all stone, sort of like a large internal obelisk. And then there's a narrow rectangular door that rises up about 20 feet from the floor, about 6 feet across, that gives you access to the inside of the temple from where you currently are. The grell is just above that stone lintel up against the wall where it's taken the damage.
And the path towards it, is it just a hallway? Is this a big room? Are there objects in the room? Like, can I get any cover? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, on the edges of the room, about 2 feet off the walls, there are 3 giant marble pillars on each side. And so you could hide behind the pillars. Otherwise, this is an open room with just the doorway that leads into another large, what seems to be a large open space.
All right. I am not going to be much help in this battle because I'm mainly a melee person. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Warding Bond on who is planning on taking a lot of hits. Probably Hogan. Okay, but Hogan, are you still able to do ranged damage?
No, but I have a question on my turn. I may be able to solve part of this.
Okay, because what Warding Bond does is it makes it so that someone's harder to hit, and when they do get hit, I take half the damage.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So that might actually be best for Penny if Penny are going to be trying to get in close to get sneak attacks. Also,
that's usually my go-to, so I'm gonna do that. I got a couple tricks up my sleeve here, but I mean, I like to fight, so.
Yeah. So then, I'm just trying to gauge how badass this thing is and whether or not I should cast that now or later. It's one of my higher level spells, so I think for the moment, just to be safe, I'm gonna have that in my back pocket, ready to go if it gets real nasty. But I'm gonna cast guidance on. I'm gonna cast guidance on Penny. I'm just gonna give you a tap on the shoulder and say, "Good luck," and then I'm gonna go get some cover. How much cover can I get?
You can get, so the pillars are like 8 feet across. They're wide. You can get your whole body between a pillar and this creature, no problem. And
So
there's
then,
lots of people in the room. So
And how far would I have to travel to get that?
about 15 feet.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna go get full cover.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so you will peel out to full cover. No problem. That brings us to Hogan. What would you like to do?
Can I just get clarification? How high up in the air is this creature?
25 feet.
25 feet? So, yeah. I'm gonna use enlarge. I'm gonna get real big.
Okay. Excellent.
So I believe I just have to check if that's an action or a bonus action. Well, it's a spell, so I guess that's an action.
Definitely an action. Enlarge is definitely an action.
So I just basically rise to a towering 10.5 feet tall, doubling in size, hoping to jump up and punch this creature somehow in the near future.
Okay. Excellent.
I want to get a little bit closer, but still not within striking distance of the tongue.
Okay. You are going to be within 5 feet of the tentacles reach at that height, but you are not within total reach. So that fair warning for insane in terms of distance.
It's fine.
Okay, that will bring us to the Grell, who is going to drop immediately 10 feet and is going to actually come directly at Hogan because you are the closest now. And so it's going to make 2 tentacle attacks and attempt to grab one of each of your arms.
Ooh, that's no good.
But I need those for punching.
It rolled double 21s.
Let me just check my... Yeah, that hits. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't hit me.
So this thing has come down from the ceiling. Here's what we're going to do, though. We're going to do a strength contest to see if it can affect you because of your growth in size, because you are now...
Large creature, essentially. Yeah.
You are both large creatures. Yeah. So give me a strength check with whatever your strength bonuses are, and we'll see who does better at this. Because one of you is going to be pulled in a direction.
So the result of the enlarge spell, I have advantage on strength checks.
Excellent. Then go for it. We'll do it that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Hogan.
I thought you were a monk. You can cast spells?
This is part of my heritage, thank you.
Ooh,
My
nice.
racial ability as a Duragar to get real big.
Part of our heritage.
Oh! Nat 20.
Okay. So this thing is going to attempt to pull it towards its broken beak. It wants to sort of going for your eyeballs, and you're going to be able to yank both your arms apart, which will pull it away from you, sort of like a rubber band. And you are stronger than it. So you have grappled it right now.
Yeah.
So Hogan has just grown like 6 feet and is now engaged and there are tentacles lashing around you, but the 2 prime tentacles are wrapped around your arms, and you are in control of them.
And as Hogan gets really big, he's really careful to try to not step on anybody he likes.
Wawatasi, that brings us to you. What would you like to do?
Oh, what I wanted to do after seeing that, I think I might change my mind.
Okay.
How far away?
The Grell is now, it dropped 10 feet, so it's like 15 feet away from you. It's attached, the tentacles are attached to Hogan, but it's about 15 feet away from where you would be right now.
But still on the ceiling?
I don't-
wall?
No, it's
I don't know
off
what
the
to do.
ceiling now.
Oh, it's on the ground. Oh, it's flying.
It's flying.
Yeah, this bitch don't stand.
That's
I don't
normal.
like that. I won't stand for that.
That's normal.
I don't like it.
Yes. So bardic wise, what would you like to do with this creature?
Oh, how dare you fly so high? I'm mocking you in the sky.
Okay, is that a thing? Oh no. Oh my.
What are you casting?
The vicious mockery thing. I can't do the other
Okay.
thing.
So
I was
wisdom
really,
check.
really expecting you to be like casting. What?
Yeah. What,
I was just
Yeah, so I'll roll a wisdom check. What's your spell save DC? What do I have to make?
You have to. Which one is that? Constitution?
It's
no.
wisdom.
So this is so. Well, you're a bard, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your bard modifier? What's your charisma
Charisma.
modifier?
Yeah, it's charisma.
Which modifier?
Do you know how much charisma you have?
Oh yeah, I got a lot.
How much?
19 plus 4.
So you got a +4, so it would be a
20.
so 4 plus 3 plus 8, so it's 15 DC.
Yeah.
Check.
Okay, all right, so we'll beat a 15?
Yeah.
Did not beat a 15. It absolutely did not. So it'll take 4 points of psychic damage, I believe, from Vicious Mockery. So go ahead and roll that damage.
Okay.
That is a 1d8.
1d4 plus your charisma
1d4.
modifier.
Yeah, because I think that this is is this the one that gives them disadvantage on their next attack?
No, it just does a bunch of psychic damage. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll double check.
Because I think that if it only does 1d4, it's probably something in addition to that.
1d4.
Yes, disadvantage on its next
Yeah.
attack roll. You are correct.
That's why you bring a DM into your party.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna take that damage. I will 3. Okay, perfect. It takes that damage, and it's not looking amazing. In fact, actually no. We'll go to Penny, and then we'll go from there.
Could
So
you
Penny,
even
your
say
turn. What would
it's
you like to
bloody?
do? Oh yeah, it's absolutely its beak is broken, and it is sort of like drunk flying. Like it is not thrilled. So
Oh,
Hey,
so
that's my thing, not your thing.
It's not Grell.
if it looks like it's already like half dead, then I don't need to do no spell or anything like that. I can just
No.
let's hit it a couple
Just-
of times
Stab
sneakily
it.
with my crossbow.
yep, go ahead, shoot him with a crossbow.
Boom. Where's my die? Oh, I was like, where's my d20? That's gonna be 16.
That'll hit. Yep.
Cool.
I
That's the
say
first one. And the second one is a 15.
Both of those will hit.
Cool. And then so I get
and
those.
yeah, you get your sneak attack off because Hogan's.
Oh yeah.
Your next
Grappled it.
lead.
Sorry. There. Okay. Oh, and because I'm a level 6 now, I get 4d6.
Yeah.
4d6.
Oh damn!
Nice.
Sneak attack,
4, 9, 13, 14 for the first.
Okay. So
Nice.
you take a shot with the crossbow, just like up and bang. How do you want to do this?
So its mouth is open. Can I shoot it like straight up into its motherfucking mouth?
Yeah.
Nice.
Your arrow goes in under the beak into the inside of its brain, and it falls down to the floor like a squishy sort of hard-boiled egg, and just in this, and all of the tentacles thump, 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 thump around the body, and the tentacles uncoil their poisonous barbs off of Hogan's arms, and it lays on the floor before you.
I do like one of those like hockey celebration dances.
As this hits the floor, and there's this, and Penny is celebrating, and then you hear a very similar call echoing back into the chamber beyond this room.
They're usually never alone.
Oh, good.
Oh no!
Great.
How long do you like? How far away usually are they? Do you know?
Is
I have time
that
to loot
something
these
Hogan
bodies?
knows?
So they will generally stay within their blind sight range, which means they'll generally stay within 60 feet of each other, because that is where they can sense each other in space.
I want to go up to Hype and see if there's any basically, I'm looking for like a piece of him that I can bring back that we could memorialize, or we could, I guess, bury even, like maybe a pendant or a weapon, because I don't think that it's realistic for me to bring him back, but I could at least bring part of him.
He has 2 family heirlooms that he's carried since he reached the age of majority. One of them is a pendant of his family's crest, which is sort of a large crescent moon over an oak tree, and the other is the Frostbrand sword that was his father's. These are both items you would have seen before, and they are both on his person. It seems that the Grell has mostly made an effort to sort of tear out and eat his softer organs, so that's where he's at.
I'm gonna take the. I mean, I guess I'll take both if I can carry them both. I'll take both, and I take a moment, not long, just like a minute at most, just to like recognize his life and to think back to the time I've had with him and stuff. And I'm gonna get up and join the party again when I've collected myself.
While Gwen is doing this, I definitely want to like take my notebook, and I'm looking at the tongue. I'm kind of poking it. I'm taking some quick notes about Grell and stuff like that. And as I'm doing that, can I cast false life on myself?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Does anybody want to search the miners' bodies or their equipment?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
I'm busy with the tongue.
If I'm getting memorabilia or such from Hype, then I'll be doing the same for the others.
Yeah, no problem. So there's these folks were equipped to go down into the temple. So among the miners, you find 6 greater healing potions. You find 2 large silvered scimitars.
Oh,
What is that?
Silvered, huh?
Scimitars are like a
silver-
curved sword. Yeah. So
And if they're silver,
yeah.
then they're gonna work against some magical creatures better. They tend to.
I want those.
yeah, and there are 2 amulets out of the 3 miners. There are 2 amulets that protect their charms that protect against being frightened that are found on the bodies. Otherwise,
I would definitely like one of those.
yeah. And then there's some rations and some sort of standard equipment, but those are the significant items that you find.
Okay. Do you guys want me to be like the party healer, to take care of most of the healing potions, or do you want to spread them out evenly? What would you like?
I think you should keep all the healing potions and just kind of distribute them when
Dole them out as
that's
needed.
that's just how
Sure.
That sounds
Yeah,
like a
I
good
think-
idea. Yeah.
So then
Well,
I'll
put
add
her-
those. To the list.
We'll put her as our paramedic. Cavern paramedic.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
nice.
And while this is going on, Hogan just kind of returns back to normal size and is trying to look into the darkness to find where the next Grell could be,
Yep.
just to kind of guide everybody away from them as best as possible.
Speaking
Give
of
me a
healing, guys,
perception. Oh, sorry. Go
speaking
ahead.
of healing, guys, how much do you guys need right now?
I'm
feel
good right
fine.
now. I'm good.
I could use a little bit of love.
What's your hit point max, and what do you have right now?
I'm at 27, and I have 45 total.
Yeah, okay. Why don't you take one of the potions, huh? So
Cool.
it's
I would love that.
4d4 plus 4.
Oh, perfect. So I'll be full up again.
Perfect.
Probably.
Oh, here we go. So 3, 7, 10, 10 plus 4, 14. Nice.
Nice. Okay, perfect. So Hogan, give me a perception check with advantage because you've now experienced one of these creatures and you are looking for them specifically into the darkness, and you've got dark vision. So
Perception. I'm so bad at this.
This perception.
I'm kind of following Hogan,
Mhm.
like not real close, but because I don't know, I'm kind of freaked out. His 2 hands never know what to do. They're always doing something weird, and then he gets big, and then he gets small. I don't know what's going on with this guy, but I am curious because I hear the sounds too, and I want to find out. And then when I have a chance, I want to do Fury Fire.
nice. Okay, you fairy fire. Yeah, that is something you could definitely do. Hogan, with that check, you're all good to go. So you can see into this large, what looks to be like a main or very, very large entrance hallway kind of area. The 2 diamonds that you can see on the map here are 2 enormous marble columns that seem to be supporting the entire roof of this large rectangular room. In directly ahead of you, you can see the outline of 2 closed doors that are made of what seem to be the same stone that are closed on the far side. And as you're looking across this space across the floor to the diamond column on your left-hand side, you can see that there is a miner's body seated at the bottom of that column, and you can see scratch marks on the marble moving up into the darkness just past where you can see. And there's a second miner's body on the opposite side of the room. This would leave you to presume that something is at the top of each of those columns. And then, Wawatesi, if you would like to cast Fairy Fire on the space, you are welcome to do that.
I am pleased, and I'd like to do it in a lovely shade of violet light.
Okay.
So then, if anything's invisible, it becomes visible there. So
Okay.
that's nice.
Yes. All right. So what lights? So there is what you do notice is that while the creatures that Hogan's noticed don't light up on their own, they're not invisible. They're just a little bit outside of your vision. There is a violent purple light that comes out around the crack of the door in the far wall at all of its edges. You can see this purple magical light illuminating out from behind the edges of the door directly across the hall from where you currently are.
I start to walk in that direction, similar to Shaq in the movie, but more ninja-like.
Okay.
Yeah,
moving?
I'm making a beeline for the door because that is exciting as hell to me.
Neslia,
Okay.
wait.
Hogan's trying to stop everybody from going into the room with
No, we're
Gwen.
good. See?
Stop.
Okay.
Go.
So
Go.
Wawatesi, are you going to respond to your teammates' concerns, or are you in the room? You're heading for it. What do you want to do?
I'm heading for it. Bye. I ain't sticking around. I'm
Hey.
finding an exit out as soon as possible. I saw the light, just so you know.
Just running for it. Give me a stealth check.
I am definitely heading towards it, despite Gwen's insistences that I don't, because that's just Neslia. Just like that's just what she wants to do, even though it's stupid.
Hogan, do you want to add any information to this as it's happening?
Yeah, Hogan's just gonna desperately relay, like, there's one on the left, there's one on the right, and one of them could be real nasty, so be careful.
So
Right
then,
down the middle.
if Neslia breaks free from Gwennifer, then Gwennifer's going to cast guidance just in case.
Which role am I doing, James?
So stealth check. So that is going to be a
I just needed
d20
to check
plus
my
your
pluses.
dexterity, which should be pretty good as a bard, honestly.
Yeah, it is. So I have 16 plus 5, 21.
You're gonna make it to the door without either of these creatures really bothering to move towards you. You're a little bit outside their notice, as you're coming straight through the middle. So then Neslia will do the same thing. Give me a stealth check to make it to the. So you hit the door. The door is locked, but you have made it to the door. So Neslia, give me a stealth check for your run across the room.
That's a 19, 17 plus
If you want to, you can roll a d4 to add to it if you want to get over a 20. Because you've got guidance for a minute.
A minute. Okay, I'll add a d4 then, if it's just a minute.
Yeah, it's just a cantrip that I can do as many times as I want. So if you use it now, I can cast it again in a second.
Perfect. 22 for me.
Okay. All right. So you both make it across the room without really alerting either of these creatures to your presence, based on their limits of their collective blind sight in the space. So now we have Hogan and Gwennifer on one side of the room. We have Neslia and Wawatesi on the other, and on the other side of the room. And Penny, you're with Gwennifer and Hogan still?
Yes.
Yeah.
So can we see these
where
monsters?
would you like? Hogan has pointed them out, so you can see where there are a couple of tentacles dangling about a foot down from the darkness on either of the columns. So now that they've been pointed out to you, what would you all like to do?
I want to see. I'm definitely interested in the door and the light kind of coming behind it. Can I just maybe make a? I'm still wary. Yeah, I just kind of want to make sure that it's not like trapped or locked or anything like that. Maybe like an Arcana check on the door.
Yeah.
Sure. So the door is absolutely locked, but it's not. The door itself is not magical. Whatever is beyond the door is what is lighting up the fairy fire effect.
Okay, I got a 19 for Arcana check.
Yeah. There are undead behind this door.
Ooh, that's exciting, guys!
That's good for a cleric.
There's undead behind here.
Are you yelling back into the giant?
I'm whispering.
What?
Okay then, Hogan. So hearing Hogan say what as I'm whispering, I'm gonna go. There's undead behind the door.
Okay, and there is
Hogan would
In
like
this
to take a
moment,
very long.
knowing what's happening now, I'm definitely casting Warding Bond. Penny, what's your AC?
15.
Okay, Hogan, what's your AC?
14.
Okay, I'm casting it on Hogan. Your AC goes up to 15. You take half damage from everything that hits you, and I take the other half.
That's so kind.
It is very nice. And you also get the +1 to all saving throws.
Nice.
Right on.
So very nice.
perfect.
And that lasts for an hour.
As Neslia cups her hands to shout into the room, you hear the sound of what sounds like 20 fingernails scraping around the sides of the column as the two Grell come around, sort of like scratch themselves around the side of the columns, and both of them are going to make it 10 feet off the columns, headed directly towards Nathlia from either side. So the tentacles are now dangling. They are moving towards the party, the members of the party that are standing at the door on the far side.
Can I quickly attack?
Yeah, we're going to give Penny, Hogan, actually everybody's going to get a chance to take an action here, and then we will roll initiative depending on how that goes. So we will
I took my action then.
Yeah. So Hogan, you can see them the best. You've been pointing them out to others. You can all see them now based on with this movement. So let's go through. We'll actually go through the same initiative order just to make that easy. So Neslia, go ahead and respond. What would you like to do?
Okay. Are they're both coming towards me or just one?
Both of them.
Both of them. Okay. I'll choose the one on. Is there anything different from them? Like maybe one looks a little bit different, or is there just?
Yeah, the one on the right-hand side has two tentacles that it's holding off to the left side of its head, like it would clap them together, and it's moving them back and forth to create what seems to be some kind of friction, and you can see blue electricity beginning to gather between those two tentacles as they expand apart beside its head. It is otherwise floating towards you while it does this.
Okay, I am going to, on the one that has the electric powers, I'm going to cast Hex. So I place a curse on a creature I can see until the spell ends. If I hit it with an attack, it gets dealt an extra 1d6 necrotic damage.
That's my favorite warlock spell. I love Hex so
It's like,
much.
okay, so I'm going to
Because it just works. It just works.
It just happens. So it is now cursed.
Nothing.
Yeah, so it is now cursed, and then I'm going to, so I can still, that was a bonus action, so I can still do an action, and I'm going to cast Firebolt on.
Can you do two spells?
It's, Hex is a bonus action?
Hex is a bonus.
I know it is a bonus action, but I don't know if you can cast two full spells, even if it's a bonus action.
I think you are right. I think it's an action.
Okay.
If it's a cantrip and a spell, then you can. But if it's two spells, then you can't.
Okay. Well,
that's what I've heard, but maybe it's wrong. I'll look it up. I'll look it up right now.
Firebolt is a cantrip.
Oh, then you're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Go for it.
That's why I was like, I'm pretty sure I can. I've done this before. So make a ranged spell attack.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry about that. I think I mixed it up with Fireball. And
yes,
that's
because that is a spell. Yeah, 100%. Okay. So that's 19 to hit.
That'll hit. Yep.
And so I'm going to do 1d10 fire damage.
Okay.
And that is a 9 plus 1d6 necrotic, which is a 5. So 14.
14. Okay. Great. So this thing takes that shot. Absolutely. It's going to continue to start to create that little ball of electricity in its tentacles as we go. That'll bring us to Gwennifer. What would you like to do?
So I think we are pretty healed up. I've cast Warding Bond. Mm-hmm. Are these things, if I were to run up, if I were to go into the midst of battle, would I be able to get into melee range, or are they floating too high?
They are floating deliberately a little too high. They're coming down towards Neslia. It would be totally reasonable that within another turn they would be about 8 feet above the ground and within reach. So they're headed that way.
So if that's the case, then I'm just gonna do another Toll the Dead. Because did Neslia damage one of them?
Yes, she did.
So whichever one that was damaged, I'm gonna attack that one again. Because if I hit, then they take extra damage.
Yep.
So wisdom save DC 14.
Okay. I got an 18.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go take cover, as much cover as I can get. So if I can get full cover, I'm gonna take it.
Yep. If you pop back into the doorway where you're standing, you could pop out and attack and back with full cover. So given that's where you are, that'd be perfect. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Hogan, that brings us to you. What would you like to do?
Hogan's just going to turn to Gwen and point at the one that everybody now knows is already casting spells and let her know that one's magic.
Okay.
And Hogan's going to attempt to run into the room and kind of put himself between Neslia and the Grell, just kind of in front of her, so he becomes a juicier target.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use my action to dodge, basically.
Okay.
So I'll keep that up until my turn.
Okay. Yep. No problem. That'll bring us to Wawatessi. What would you like to do?
I circumnavigated around Nestia, and as I turned around, I went to the other one, not the magical one, not the one with the light, the other one. I went, Fireball!
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Go ahead and cast that.
I just did.
Go roll a d20 for your. Go ahead and roll a d20. See if it hits.
15 plus 7, 21. 22.
Yep, that will totally hit. Yep. So go ahead and roll your damage. Fireball.
One.
Jesus H Christ. 8d6 fire damage. Monk. Okay.
Wait, you're casting Fireball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4.
Okay.
I'm just going to really quick roll a new character.
So
Yeah, so you realize that's going to hit everyone, right?
No,
Yeah,
the other
Fireball's
can touch my finger.
so
It's a finger pointed directly at somebody. The other people have to do a dexterity save.
yeah. Everybody's gonna need to make a dexterity saving throw. Yes.
The target takes
no, here's the thing.
8d6.
The only people that need to make a dexterity saving throw are Hogan and Neslia, because the rest of you are far enough away because you're on the opposite side of the room.
Yeah.
So
Hogan,
it's just
remember you got a
saving
+1 to saving throws.
+1 to saves, and I'm just seeing if dodge works for this as well. Oh, I hope it does.
It should help.
It should.
Yeah, so I should have advantage on this.
Go ahead.
Good.
I'm still gonna take some damage.
What's your dexterity, Wawatessi?
My dexterity is 15 plus 2 plus 5.
Okay.
So 22.
Oof. Neslia does not make it. Hogan, do you make it?
I got a nat 20, so 22 plus 1, 23.
Okay, no problem. So Neslia is going to take. So it's 8d6 fire damage.
Oh my god!
So go ahead and roll. So let's roll that.
I got 29.
29. Okay, yeah, that's about. We'll do
Not
it.
dead yet.
Okay, so this is going to fry this Grell in the air like a chicken nugget.
Who's hungry tonight?
Tentacles are going to fall around you as they've been burned off at the source. This thing is going to be thrown back into the wall, and it's going to sort of land like a squishy block of charcoal and drop. So it has been completely blasted out of the sky. Neslia, however, has also been thoroughly barbecued. Where are you at right now?
I'm still up because I had my extra full life hit points, so I'm doing okay for right now.
Just barely fucking hanging on.
So then Hogan takes half damage, or Hogan takes no damage?
Do I take half or whole damage?
You
I
take
don't
half
remember.
damage.
Okay, now have that again.
Yeah.
And then I take the other half.
Yeah.
Or the other quarter.
Sorry, what was the damage total?
29.
29.
So then is it rounded up?
Down. We'll round down.
Down, so then 14, so then
14.
7. So each of us
So you
takes 7.
Take 7. Yeah, so Hogan and Gwynnifer are like lightly crisped. It's not fun, but it's certainly not as nearly
A nice
as
man.
rotisserie
A nice
as Neslia is
man.
feeling right now. Neslia is
We need to get
halfway
this
to.
bitch to the infirmary.
Yeah.
Ow,
All right, that's me.
ow. Yeah.
Hey. Well, so there is now one Grell who is still charging up an attack. The other one has been blasted out of the sky, the effects of which have had a ripple effect across the team. Let's bring us to Penny is next. What would you like to do?
Oh boy.
Well, are they both dead? One's still alive? Sorry, I missed that.
So there were two in this space. One of them is just completely gone. The one that was on the opposite side that Neslia hit, that was charging up the electrical ball, is still flying and alive.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll use poison spray on the one that's still alive. Yeah,
Sure.
I'll do that. 18.
18 will hit.
Yeah. Okay, and that's 12 damage. So the first one would be 10. So that's 22.
So,
Well, you get
sorry,
2d10.
I'm just double checking this. Poison spray only has a 10-foot range, so you're not close enough to use poison
Oh,
spray.
I'm not close?
Yeah, sorry.
How
They're
far
not. It's
away
not quite close enough. You could run up to it, but this thing is also still flying, so it's more than 10 feet above you. Yeah, you could shoot
Okay.
it, no problem. Like if you wanted to crossbow it, that would be well within range, for example.
Okay. I mean, I love, you know me, I love my crossbow.
Yeah, and it's
That's
engaged with
it.
several of you right now, so you could do a sneak attack on it.
I was going to say, can I also sneak with that one? Okay, cute.
Yeah, for sure.
So you get advantage on the attack then.
Okay, let's do this. So we're going to roll 18 plus, 22.
Yes, that'll hit. No problem.
Cool, so
Go ahead
that's
and roll your
46 again. And I can do this attack twice. So 4, 6, 12, 13 damage.
Okay.
And then I can
Great.
go
Didn't like
again.
that. Do it again.
Yeah, I'll do the same attack again. So that'll be another 18 to hit.
Yep, that'll
And
hit.
then 3, 9.
You only get the sneak attack damage once.
Oh.
Only one of the
That's
hits will
still
have
2,
sneak
so
attack.
9.
Yeah,
So
9.
9
Okay,
damage.
perfect. Totally didn't like that very much. Great. Okay, so this it didn't like that very much, but it has now charged this spell, and it is going to wing it. So I mean, Wawatesi, it just saw you blast its clanmate out of the air, and so it's going to throw this ball of electricity at you. I need you to make. Actually, let's see. It'll just make an regular attack roll. Does 17? Is that above your armor class? Oh, you're muted. Go ahead and unmute when you're ready.
Uh-oh.
The suspense.
Is it gonna hit? Is it not?
Oh, you're still muted. I'm sorry. I can't unmute you from my end. There you go.
I unmuted.
No worries.
Okay.
What's your armor class?
13.
Okay, so that's going to hit. So that's going to do 4 points of lightning damage.
Ow!
Holy fuck.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was expecting much worse, so.
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
that isn't as bad.
Whatever.
So yes, 4 points of lightning damage. It normally would get to charge for a little longer, but it's not happening in this round. It took a lot of damage. So that does bring us. So that's going to bring us up to top of the order. So Neslia, we come back to you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go, oh, ow, 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 and I'm gonna rub my hands together, and I'm gonna hug myself, and I'm gonna cast healing hands on myself.
Perfect. Okay, go ahead.
In your spell slots, we have healing potions.
It's not a spell slot because it's a
Okay,
racial ability, but I can only
Yeah.
use it once, so I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
So I get 6 hit points.
Yeah.
Yay!
Perfect.
And that's my action.
Little less crispy. Good.
Little less crispy.
Gwennifer, that brings us around to you. What would you
All
like?
right. Well, I mean, Yeah, best move I've got right now would probably be to attack if I think that it's close to death. Does it seem like it's close to death?
It's not. It's not doing well. I
Okay.
wouldn't. It's not on its deathbed, but it wouldn't take much.
All right, all right. Yeah, because I'm just trying to think here if I want to attack or if I want to try to heal somebody. Neslia is pretty hurting, but I don't think we should take 2 full turns just healing Neslia. Yeah, I'll toll the dead. So
Okay.
DC 14.
14
Yeah, so I like poke out, come back.
did not make that. Not at all.
That's okay.
No. Oh no, you made it. It
Oh,
did not
no,
make it.
they didn't make it.
You did it. Yeah, go for it.
5.
Okay.
Again, range is not my strong suit, people. Ranged
that's
attacks, not the best for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this thing throws a lightning bolt at Wawatesi, and then for some reason, several of its wounds just open up further for no. So, yeah, no, it's not having a good day. That brings us to Hogan. What would you like to do?
Hogan's just gonna kind of squint at it and take out a very, very simple sling out of his pocket and load a dart into it and just kind of and go for a sling attack.
Go for it.
23?
That'll hit for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, massive hit. 3 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Woo!
Nice.
How could it possibly survive that?
So this thing is now starting to. You hit it with this sling dart, and it seems like whatever it hits messes up its internal navigation, and so it starts to move towards the floor, but kind of erratically, just and it's looking like it's on a crash course. Yeah, it's looking like it's on a crash course for you and Neslia, but not with any practical planning.
I would use a bonus action to give it the finger.
Nice. Wawatesi, that brings us to you. So this thing is actually.
Can I use my reaction to give it the finger?
Yeah.
Just everyone just like.
So that brings us to the bar. So Wawatesi, this thing is now about 5. It's probably 3 feet off the floor and about 5 feet away from you. What would you like to do? It's not far, but it's also not doing well.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my rapier.
Sure. Yeah.
Plus 5 to hit. 1d8 plus 2.
Yeah. So with the rapier, go ahead and roll a d20 and add your dexterity to that, and then we'll do the damage after that.
Okay. $18
That'll hit.
plus
Yep.
2 plus 5.
Yeah, that'll
7.
hit for sure. So yeah, go ahead and roll your damage, which is I think rapier's a d8 plus your dex.
Yeah.
Eight.
Nice.
Very nice.
Right.
Plus.
So Wawatesi steps forward and plunges their rapier straight into the squishy brain body of this sort of disgusting, and the tentacles all sort of collapse out to the side at once and then drop, and it drops the 3 feet to the floor and sort of lands wetly on the floor in front of you. And you are
I
now
kick it.
out of combat.
I don't hate that. I don't love that. Can I use the bathroom now?
Yes, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take a 5-minute intermission here, and then we will come back and continue through the temple. So we will see you all in 5 minutes.
Perfect.
let's all come back in then. We'll start collecting people. All right. So there are two, a Grell philosopher and a Grell, now dead on the floor. One of them is a crispy critter. The other one is not just squishy and dead. It's currently mostly impaled on Wawatesi's rapier, to be completely honest. And it is now quiet. So you're welcome to you can certainly do some investigating here or look around, but these are the only creatures you've seen in this space thus far. The door is still locked and closed, but the space is otherwise quiet with the exception of that roaring noise still coming from the back of the temple somewhere.
I kind of clear my throat a little and be like, as I was saying, there are undead behind this door. Undead! That's exciting!
Do you want me to use my thieves tools and try and like pick the lock?
Yeah, let's see what's in there.
Yeah, because I can.
All I can sense is undead, but that's just very exciting to me.
Okay, I can do that for sure. What's the check on that?
So it's going to be a sleight of hand.
Right. Cool.
It's a lockpick.
Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, double checking. Oh, right. My sleight of hand is a +9. So that was a nat 20, so that's going to be 29.
Nice. So this lock, and you would know this from your general thievery, this is more what you would consider this is a lock to hold the door closed, not necessarily to keep it locked. It's not very strong. And so once you get in there and click it over, just the piece of stone on the inside just clicks. And the doors almost begin to lean towards you. So they there's a breeze behind these doors that push them slightly open as soon as they're unlocked.
So as this happens, I turn to the group and I'm like, well, it appears to be a pull, not a push.
Fair enough. I'm like uncomfortably close to Penny because I just want to see like what she's doing for the lockpick. So I have no boundaries, personal space. So I'm just like pressed up, kind of like just watching her.
Just over my shoulder.
Exciting. Yeah. Just like,
would you like to open the door?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So these doors open towards you, and you see. Oh yeah. Oh, go ahead, Gwen.
I was just gonna say maybe we could heal you up first.
But the door.
I know, sweetie. You took a big hit by a fireball just a second ago that would have
Still a
killed pretty
little
much
scary.
any commoners. And I feel like it's worth it. You need the self-care. You need to take a minute to do some self-care. Okay? So here, I'm going to do this potion.
I'm going to slowly remove my rapier from the squishy part of this thing.
Yeah.
And while I do that, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on the little necro-loving crispy thing there.
You are so fast and loose with your spell slots, sweetie. I don't understand this at all. You are going to be out of spell slots so fast if you keep doing this. I have potions. That don't have any spell slots needed.
I'm going to take the potion. And how much healing does it do?
It's 44 plus 4.
44.
Yeah.
I'll say fine,
Mhm.
but I'm still removing my rapier.
Yes, that's fair. You can have that back. It's a little squishy now.
While this is going on, Hogan wants to try to recover the dart that he used, if possible.
Okay, so it went into this thing's brain. If you would like, you can see it because it's sort of like gray. Imagine like a pound of frozen bacon, but gray brain matter. And if you wanted to reach in there to go for it, you could, but it's definitely like into the brain matter and is like in the center where it messed with its center of gravity. You could get it back. It would involve being like elbow deep in brain squish.
I can use my mage hand to grab it for you.
I mean, I've got 9 more. It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
Let's
I'm
just
like,
keep...
I've got a detachable hand for things that I don't want to do.
That sounds very handy, actually.
I mean, it does give good hand.
Mage Hand has enough force to move through this dead, squishy brain matter and retrieve that slingshot bullet if you would like. It's going to be the equivalent of like greasing it with bacon, though, and so until it disappears, there'll be like a sheen on it until you release the Mage Hand.
Consider it pre-lubed for next time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
All right, go for it.
Yeah. Okay, so you retrieve the sling bullet. The sound will never leave you, but it's back now.
Oh, Lord.
I put it in, like,
Well,
very specifically a very different empty pocket from everything else that I own.
Yes. The other thing that I will highlight is that the Grell's tentacles have 4 to 6 barbs on each. They are full of a paralyzing poison, and they are highly prized by poison and poison
Oh,
makers.
really? I can sell that shit?
Absolutely.
I want to
Well,
make
heck,
poisons
I've got
with it.
some
I want
bottles.
some
Can I
barbs.
collect some?
okay, don't prick yourself.
Yes.
Careful.
I've
I'll
got
be
gloves.
fine. I'll be fine.
Yes, you can certainly collect some. I just throw it out there as if you want to go ahead and do that, you can since you're here. So it's
I
now,
need not the barbs of these things, for my tooth, my teeth, and my tongue are sharp enough.
Right.
Perfect.
Right.
I am barred.
So, Neslia, do you want to open this door? Is that the plan?
Yep.
Okay.
No sense of self-preservation whatsoever.
All right.
So Neslia grabs the handles of this stone door, pulls it open, and as you do, fairy fire wouldn't be in effect anymore. So as you do, that purple glow dissipates, and you see a long hallway with 2 columns in one section of the hallway just in front of you. And then beyond that, there seems to be 6 alcoves cut into the wall where you see the faces of what are clearly from the helmetry and profile Duragar, dressed in finery that no one has seen in thousands of years. So there are 6 statues standing in alcoves here. Otherwise, this is a very narrow section of the temple. The ceilings go the height of the ceiling goes all the way up to 100 feet, but the distance between the edges of the walls here is really only about 15. So it's a very narrow section. Yes.
I'm gonna like just reach back, grab Hogan, and like pull him forward, and be like, "Look, these are your people." And I'm just gonna be like steering him like back and forth, like showing him everything.
Gwennifer, you had your hand up. Go for it.
Yeah. We were trying to find something, not just the miners. There was like a gem or something. Was that? Am I just making this up? What was the original quest?
Oh, it was the daughter or the
There are people
granddaughter.
down here
Yep.
potentially. Yeah.
Yes.
There are several people that have been stolen, and you're looking for the source of the cloaker infestation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was mixing it up with a different quest. That's okay.
No, that's okay.
It's been a month since we played last, so in my defense.
Totally fair. So, Leslia, the corridor is about 50 feet long. The back 30 feet are where these statues are. Are you steering Hogan directly into this section?
Sure am.
Okay,
He's just letting it happen.
great. So the rest of you can see this. So as Nestle is sort of behind Hogan, kind of walking in between, and as they cross the threshold in front of the first 2 statues, a ghostly figure escapes out of each of the statues and hits one of them. Boom, Hogan, and then boom, Leah. Give me a wisdom saving throw from both of you, please.
God, I hate you so much.
I thought we were friends.
I never said that.
I'm not very wise.
15?
16.
You are both going to pass. And so for a moment, you feel briefly terrified as this contact is made with you, and then it dissipates immediately, and there is no other effect.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. It
So the
felt
rest of you see this happen from where you're standing at the other side of the room.
Interesting.
What just happened? Was it the statues?
So-
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
You did something. You grabbed me. You brought me to the middle of the
No,
room.
I have been very good this time. Normally, I usually touch everything, and now I'm not touching everything. I'm just looking at it.
You've got tentacles coming out of you every which way. What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I thought we were friends. I just
Hogan,
wanted to show you the Duragar things.
It's not worth the anger, Hogan. It's just Miss Leah. Okay. Now,
Hogan's
Miss
gonna take a
Leah,
drink.
Miss Leah,
Yes. Yeah.
you need to. Do you remember what consent means?
Yes.
So, did Hogan consent to being pushed into a room?
No.
No, he didn't. So you need to apologize, Miss Leah.
Okay, Mom.
I don't think I've ever actually apologized to anyone before.
Give it a
Well,
try.
you know what? Now's a great time to start.
I kind of look at Hogan and I just kind of have this like, what do I say?
I'm sorry I pushed you into an undead infested room.
But
No,
that's fine.
no, but
Investigation.
that's what you did.
I'm not sure that's appropriate.
What, to apologize?
Well, I can do the first part, but like undead rooms are exciting.
No,
That's a
not to everybody,
bonus.
though,
That's
Miss
a-
Leah. Not to everybody. You have to think about how
I'm
other
gonna-
people feel.
I'm gonna walk past them and push to the side and then say sorry and do investigation.
So you want to go past where they're standing right now?
Yes.
Okay. So as you push past them, another sort of spectral figure is going to come out of the next statue just beyond them, and is going to. So give me a wisdom saving throw. So a D20, and then add your wisdom modifier if you have one.
Wisdom modifier. You're funny. 8.
Okay. Wawatesi is frightened and takes off towards the north of the hallway and disappears around the corner.
What is it?
I follow it.
So she's allowed to go and I'm not.
And I
That's
think,
not fair.
this way.
So
I guess we're all
what
going
happened
now.
So Wawatesi, so you've been frightened. So you are currently absolutely terrified. And all that you can think to do
Okay.
is to run as far away from the statue that's near you as you possibly can. And so you take off towards the north and disappear.
I go running back until I crash into one of those dead things that I killed.
Yes. Well, you have to go forward because it will force you to run away from your party. So you're heading north. So there's a hallway at the end. So
Okay.
we'll catch up with you. You won't get that far this round.
Which of us has the amulets of against fear? I think I took one.
Mm-hmm.
You had
Nobody else
two.
took the second one.
Is it immunity or advantage on saving throws?
It's an immunity to being charmed
So
or
then-
frightened.
Okay, so then when I see that, I think that I can tell this is a magical effect, and I know what my amulet does. So I'm gonna say, okay, guys, let's go. We just gotta go get her. We gotta go get her.
So one of the things you'll notice as Wawatesi runs down towards the hallway and crosses the third pair of statues, the effect doesn't respond. And then Wawatesi is around, and all of you are maybe a bit panicked in this moment.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to trigger the third statue before the people behind me go. So hopefully it has to recharge before it can go again, and it'll waste its slot on me basically.
Yeah, and same thing. So the second round of statues don't respond when you approach them. As you approach the third round, 2 specters come out of them and they flow around you as if you're covered by a force field and dissipate into the ether. So you could reasonably assume that as these traps have been triggered for now and are dormant currently.
Great.
Hogan's gonna sneak up behind Gwen now that he sees it's a little bit more safe and just kind of follow behind her.
And I'm just gonna say to Hogan, like, sorry, man, I tried.
I know.
And I'm like, Hogan, did you want
fine.
me to grab some of this stuff for you?
No.
Like, it's all Duragar.
I don't want you to grab anything.
Okay, so then you asked, he said no, so you accept his no.
Yes.
Great.
Sucks.
So Wawatesi has now made it around the corner here and so Wawatesi, you're running and you get about 10 feet down the hallway away from the party. So you've hung towards the east, so towards this sort of pointed area on the right-hand side of your screen. And so you arrive in what certainly seems to be some kind of ritual chamber. This is almost like a sanctuary for worship. And it's quite quiet. And you suddenly, once you get out of the range from where the statue was, that feeling of fear dissipates, and you find yourself no longer afraid and sort of confused as to why you're standing here. Oh, you're muted. And then all of you will get a chance to catch up with her around the corner. So she'll be standing still in the center of the hallway when you round the corner. You'll be at this deep.
Can I investigate, or am I just getting out of my paralyzed? Yeah.
No. You can investigate. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Hogan,
I do that.
we're trying to figure out the cloaker infestation source. What do you know about? Like, do you know if these Grell could possibly be the source of this? Could they be causing this, or are they a symptom of this? Are they completely unrelated?
Does Hogan know that?
So Grell, that's a good question. So Grell and cloakers wouldn't have any practical reason to help each other. They're both like, you could think of them as like abomination raptors of the skies of the Underdark. So they actually hunt similar prey and through some similar methods, but they don't often work together. But they're not inferior or superior to each other. They're equivalent in terms of their danger and their range of territory in the places that they normally inhabit. The only major difference is cloakers tend to collect in large colonies, and Grell tend to stay in 3 to 4 sort of into bands of 3 or 4 and wander off on their own. So usually a cloaker colony in the Underdark can be anywhere from 120 to 300 cloakers collectively.
So that would explain why we've only found a straggler or two, and we haven't seen a lot since. So
Very
the next
likely,
one
yes.
we see them is likely to be a crowd of them. Okay.
Yeah. Grell are opportunistic. Cloakers are stalking animals.
So
they could be all around us, and we would never know.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
What was did Wawatesi resolve that investigation? Sorry if I interrupted.
Yeah, Wawatesi, what was your investigation roll? And I can tell you what the chamber looks like.
D20, right?
Yeah.
I got a 2.
Okay. So this is a ritual chamber. But one of the things that you notice, because this is a symbol that's not uncommon, is that in what seems to be relatively recent blood, you can't tell where it's from, but on the altar and on the walls around the altar, there have been large sigils for fire that have been marked in several languages in what appears to be some kind of blood around the ritual space. So you can see that immediately. Yeah. And all of you have now arrived in this section and are looking at Wawatesi sort of staring somewhat open-mouthed at these like enormous fire sigils that have been painted around what otherwise looks like a relatively quiet and unused for a very long time worshiping space.
Ooh, this is interesting. Oh my goodness. I'm going to whip out my book and just start like writing the sigils down and seeing what I see and everything like that.
Yeah, Miss Leah, what kind of gods would they be worshiping here?
Can I roll history check?
Would it be history or religion?
Or would it, yeah.
It'd be religion.
You should do religion.
Sorry, what was that, James?
Religion or history would be fine, depending on how you want to come to the information.
Well, I'm better at history, so... Woo,
okay.
There goes my D20. Let's grab a new D20.
I heard that hit the floor.
I know. Okay, there we go. Ooh, that would be 16.
Yes. So you notice that these symbols are all painted under giant arch motifs. This is the symbol of Droskar. This is the deity. This is actually he's a part of the Duragar deity, and his holy symbol is a stone arch with fire burning beneath it. That is what this ritual space is set up to worship.
Oh yeah, this is for Droskar. This is a Duragar thing. This is like all Duragar, Hogan. This is exciting for you, right? Right? I'm asking. I'm asking.
I mean, do you know anything about this, Hogan?
Does Hogan know anything about this particularly?
So no one has worshipped Droskar on the surface for thousands of years. This is an ancient deity. It is not uncommon for temples to Droskar to be built beneath or within the caverns created by the movement of lava and magma. So this is not a strange location, given what is above you with Mount Hopper, for a temple of this nature. But temples of this nature haven't been built for generations. So this
did you mention already what his domain was?
What his domain was? Oh,
yeah.
That's a good question.
Just double checking.
I mean, any information is helpful, I think. Maybe. Although, if the DM has to look it up, then it's probably not important.
And it's probably not something Hogan would know. He's not.
Oh,
very smart.
yeah. I mean, so he's part of the Ashen Forge, which is part of the Abyss. So not this plane. But
so bad.
Bad. Yeah, bad.
Yeah.
His symbol is considered
Real
an holy symbol. Yeah.
Lawful evil kind of shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
There's some bad shit going on down here.
He, in more unkind clerics, would refer to him as a god of cheating and toil.
This is a god of cheating and toil.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Actually,
So you're all kind of standing at the entrance of this room. In front of you, there's a series of benches that have been laid out facing the altar. There are a variety of objects in this room. There are gold and silver urns. There are a couple of candles set up on the altar. Again, all of these are covered in a decent layer of dust, with the exception of there are footprints in the dust around where you are standing that collect in clusters around each of these sigils in this area. Anyone want to explore further? There's also the back wall is covered completely in a large tapestry that's floor to ceiling that depicts a Mount Hopper in with a type of forest that has been long extinct in this area due to development. And so it's a much older tapestry of the same mountain that is above you right now.
I peek behind the curtain.
Oh, sorry. One at a time. Penny, and then we'll go ahead, Penny, and we'll work our way through.
Is there anything of value in this room?
Yeah, the gold candlesticks and the canisters and vases, this is acolyte quality material. It's all
could I take the candlesticks, throw them in my bag, maybe one or two other items? I'm just gonna steal some shit.
Give me a dexterity saving throw for touching the altar.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. Oh shit! I hate when this is the thing. Vienna, shush. Okay, so that's +6. 19 + 6. Oh, I'm 25.
Yeah.
Okay. So you pull the candlesticks off the altar, and the sigil on the altar begins to glow. So it starts to glow, and then it starts to shift, and slowly this round portal becomes evident. That's starting to develop in the center of the altar.
Put it back.
Well, I guess
put it
I
back.
did something.
This is so exciting. Usually it's me who touches things and everything goes tits up.
Well, I kind of want to see what happens.
So as you watch, there's a head, like a creature's head, like a large snake made of fire, pokes its head out wreathed in a large vein of fire, and begins to look around the top of the altar, sort of flicking its tongue out and sensing around the space. What would you like to do?
Can I pet it? I'm fire resistant.
You I mean, you can. It's your choice, but it's up to you.
That's what I want to do.
You're gonna pet the thing?
no.
Pet the snake. Pet the snake.
It's gonna bite you.
Oh.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So, okay. So,
So this is happening now.
Hey, Chase, we kill the other things fairly easily. If we die, we die.
Can I use my uncanny dodge in this instance or no?
no, you stuck its hand. You stuck your hand in its mouth, kind
It
of.
would be a reflex, right? Like-
Okay.
Reaches and then it goes to bite, and she has a chance to like instant reflex, like, whoa,
I
Buddy,
am
just
super
wanted
ninja.
love.
I am
So
super
let's do
ninja.
this. You're okay. So this is going to do 7 points of piercing damage and
Okay.
11 points of slashing damage. We're going to do a strength contest. If you can't pull your hand out of its mouth, you're going to lose it.
That escalated quickly. Okay.
Damn.
I got hot. I'm
Not
feeling
messing
that
around. People are losing
Okay.
limbs.
bite. I got a nat 20, bitches.
Okay.
Plus
Okay, show us on the camera.
Yeah.
jazz hands.
Mhm. Yes. Okay. So you're gonna pull your hand out. You are missing a full layer of skin. Your hand comes out
Degloved.
several millimeters worth of. There's a thin layer of dermis through which you can see the muscle, but there's and it's there. But it's going to take some real healing. You're going to have disadvantage with attacks with that hand specifically.
Okay, I turn to the group and I'm like, well, at least it was my bad hand.
Not left-handed.
This thing is now going to begin to move itself even more out of the portal. So a shoulder emerges, and then an arm, and then a second arm. Oh, I knocked something over. And then it's going to land both of those arms on either side of the altar and begin to rise itself out. It's about 15 feet by the time it moves its full body out of the altar. Would anyone like to do anything in the
Would
altar?
I, like, just with my background and like how much research I've done on like magic and portals and that sort of stuff, would I know how to close or stop this at all?
You did see how it was created. So by deductive reasoning, it would be perfectly reasonable to assume that you could close the portal by replacing the candlesticks.
Okay, I'm just going to shout, put the candlesticks back! Put the candlesticks back! It'll close!
I hold this hand and with one hand I put the candlesticks back.
Yeah. So this thing has gotten it has like leaned out and is trying to pull its body out of the altar. The candlesticks land back on its symbols. The portal closes. The top half of its body topples over and explodes in a burst of flame and charcoal. I need everyone who's standing around the altar, which I think is just Penny. And who else is around the altar right now?
I
Not
was
me.
making my way
I'm
to
not
the
the
tapestries,
tapestries.
so...
Okay, I need a dexterity saving throw from Penny for this as this body explodes on the floor in front of you.
18.
Okay, yeah, no problem. You're not going to take any additional damage from this. You watch it fall and get out of the way.
Really glad the rogue was up there.
Yeah, but I really said I'm ready to fuck shit up. I meant it, eh? But at least I killed it too. Pew, 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 pew.
The candlesticks, because the altar has become hot while this portal to the what you can reasonably assume was the elemental plane of fire has opened in the center of it, and the heat is so intense that the candlesticks on either side melt several inches into the stone before they rest. And then
Well, at least they're there for good now. Good luck out.
Great.
Moving on.
Yeah, tapestry.
The creature that you saw looked like this.
Ooh.
Oh,
Good.
I mean, that's why I wanted to pet it. It's pretty.
It's
I
very
love what he's done with
It-
his hair.
Yes. It's
very
got
nice.
some nice
Yeah.
lift to it.
Good highlights.
Yeah.
It's quite the blowout. Yeah.
Good layer. Is this something Hogan would be familiar with? Having familiar with the deity in this room?
This is not anything you've ever seen before. This can be any of you who have had any experience with elementals will be familiar with creatures like this, but this is a fairly primal version of what is often called a fire snake.
Well, there he is. Droskar. We killed him.
I should have maybe put the picture up
We
before you
killed a
asked.
god.
We did it.
Next time you ask to pet something, I'll put the picture up first.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, maybe I'd make my choices more wisely because when you say a snakehead, I'm like, ooh, reptiles. But
I would
like,
take some-
can I turn to our nurse Gwen and be like,
I got a
Yeah.
boo-boo.
I got an
Dude.
owie.
How much damage did you take, baby?
I'm just degloved severely,
Is that all?
and I took, what was it, 13 damage there?
Yeah. Okay. So, what we could do is I'm going to. So what I'm going to do is I want to try to just. Can I do like a medicine check to do a wrap, and then hopefully try to negate her disadvantage?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to wrap it and protect the very sensitive skin, you can.
Can somebody help me?
I hold my arm.
I would love to assist in this process,
Oh, thanks.
Perfect.
giving aid, if you will.
Yes.
Aid to my first need basis.
First aid, second aid, third aid.
It's still
Too late.
only a 14, but it's better than before.
Yeah, not at max, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna just rest my arm now instead of holding it above my heart.
How much health are you at right now?
After being healed, 14 points, I'm at 42 out of 45, baby.
But then you took damage just now, didn't you?
Yeah, I took 13 from the previously healed.
Yes. So then you are now at 28.
Correct.
Yes. So here's
Math.
another healing potion. I have 3 left.
Oh no, we're gonna die.
So maybe we
I
can
think we're
start
gonna need
making decisions after thinking about them before we do them.
We're gonna want a nap soon.
Thankfully, I still have 3 first level spells and 2 second level spells, and I've got a few class features that can heal. But I just want to. I suspect there might be a boss fight of some kind in here. So
I think we just got rid of the boss.
I mean, beyond killing this god, Droskar, I think
Good
that
job,
there might be
everyone.
other things. Yeah, that was definitely a big deal.
Thank you.
I
I almost lost my arm.
Wawatessi, can you maybe
Yeah.
can you start maybe drafting up a victory song for us about the way that we just slayed Droskar?
I love that we say we. I love that we say we in this instance.
We're a part. I'm sorry. Do you want me to not heal you? Then it's,
So,
then it's we.
I'm just about to look behind the tapestry, but I hear Guinevere and I turn around and I was like, but of course, I thought you would never ask.
Okay, well.
So I'll give you one of the things you would be able to know is you would know what Droskar looks like. He actually looks like this.
I mean, tomato. It's basically the same.
He's
Doesn't
not
really look like
attractive
him.
man.
Does
Yeah,
it?
but he came out of the portal. I would assume that he would come out of his own portal.
He could be
I
a
assume that people coming out of portals are supposed to be gorgeous. Not that.
Did you see that
I
snake? It was gorgeous.
I think he looks
The
okay.
snake was
I don't know.
pretty.
And also, if I looked like Droskar, I'd probably invest in some shape-shifting abilities. So I feel like that's not unreasonable.
I'd sell my soul. You're correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
That logic tracks.
yeah. So this room seems to be bad juju.
Very, very bad room.
There is evidence that people have been using this room. My first thought when I first saw it was that there was some kind of secret passage doorway kind of deal where you have to light the what
Light
is
the
the
candles?
word?
Sconces.
The sconces in a particular order or a particular combination of them. So we could track where people have walked in the past and perhaps light only those.
Ah,
It's a good plan.
wise.
Yeah.
Wise.
So who's
Yeah,
got
you
a
can-
torch that can
I've
set
got a
that
million
up?
torches.
Okay,
So
why don't we
these-
get that done?
Yeah, there are 4 big big from the floor candlesticks that are not on the altar. They're these circles that you can see
Yeah.
here that are placed around the edges. They do have black candles in them that are about halfway burned down and quite old. The wicks are really brittle, but that would be the predominant light sources in this space if you were to light them up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say like the ones that it's clear have been lit before.
Okay, I have dark vision, so I'd relatively be able to see the levels of dust, I guess. Could I somehow know which ones to go and light? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, you see, so there's a line of dust that's cleared out as if someone has lit the front one, walked around the front of the altar, lit the second one, walked around the front again, lit the third, and then the fourth.
Okay, I proceed in the same order and light the candles.
Okay. You all hear the sound of stone scraping on stone, but nothing that you can see visually in the room changes.
And what did I
Did y'all
say?
hear that?
What was that?
I don't know.
Maybe
How far away did you think it was?
I'm at the tapestry. Can I just like lift up the tapestry and see if anything happened underneath?
You can definitely do that.
You want me
We're
to roll for that?
down here.
There's a room behind the tapestry that is now open.
Oh,
Rude.
another door. Is it open?
Yep, it's
It
so
is.
a section of the wall has slid completely apart,
big
and
fan
there
of
is a storage room back here that was previously hidden.
Ooh, storage room.
Is
We
there
got-
expensive
Do I
stuff
do I
you can
see
steal?
any? Do I see any like items that would be of interest or?
Yes, this room has not been entered in some time, and there are quite a number of objects in here.
Hmm.
I beetle my way in there. Beetle, beetle, beetle. You just see the tapestry fall. Nestle is gone.
Hogan just tries to motion to Penny, like, don't touch things, please.
I hold my arm and I was like, for now, I won't.
Okay, so there is quite a bit. There is a large number of gems that have been squirreled away here.
Well,
My heart is palpitating.
Yeah,
I'm
just like,
going
I-
nuts.
Gems. Ugh.
Hmm.
So annoying.
Now hear me out. Hear me out. Can I see if I can find any scrolls of Earthbind?
Scrolls of, say that again.
Earthbind. It's a spell that brings a flying creature to the ground.
Hmm.
It makes
So
it
there's a
so their flying speed is 0 for the duration.
Yeah. So there are some spell scrolls here. Nothing that specific. There is a
Okay.
potion here of Fox's Cunning. There's also what seems to be a leather vest that seems to be made of patchwork pieces of leather. None of the pieces match.
Ooh, sexy.
And it is warm to the touch, strangely.
Is it magic?
Who made this? Okay, I'd like to ritual cast Identify,
Okay. Yep, no problem.
so then I can discover its qualities, its magical properties, whatever.
Yes. So this is called the Vest of Escape. As a bonus action, 4 times a day, you can employ the dodge or the uncanny dodge action while wearing it.
Yeah, so that sounds like a Hogan thing.
I like
Hey,
that.
I have uncanny dodge too.
Yeah, that's why you don't need it because you already have it.
You're good.
That's fair.
Nestle
I'm already
definitely would have been
fantastic.
all
Now
up in the
Hogan will
spell
just look
scrolls.
great in this like patchwork leather vest.
Mhm.
Ow, ow.
I mean, I do wish I was in my armor station where I could fix this up for you, but unfortunately, we're not on the surface yet. But when we get back, I got you.
So I've grabbed the spell scrolls.
Mhm.
What I'm looking at them. Opening.
Yep. So the what? Hang on a second. So they're both 3rd level spells.
Oh,
Hmm.
is that it?
They're just 3rd level spell. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Third level spells. Wow.
So there's a scroll of Fox Cunning and a scroll of Owl's Wisdom here.
Okay, so boosted wisdom, boosted
Mhm.
intelligence.
And then there are 1,000 gold pieces worth of black pearls, raw sapphire, and what's traditionally called moon crystal that have been organized into sections here.
Oh, it's all useless.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's just Gwennifer looking at all the gems, being like, "Oh, it's all useless." Oh.
Yeah. And then there's also a selection of silver pearls here as well, and they've all been sequestered. And then beyond that, in this space, there's a collection of sort of a variety of objects. So there's actually several suits of armor, very, very heavy iron armor, that seems to be largely ornamental. It is Durgar built for sure. It has the sharp edges and sort of rough weapons of that. So that is all located in here as well.
Now, Hogan
coming
is
back
going to
for
take, Hogan's going to take Neslia by the hand and just kind of bring her over to the armor now, and just kind
Can
of
she
give her a
cast
lesson.
spells? Can she cast spells if she has the heavy armor?
I don't have.
No.
Oh, yeah, no.
I don't think as a warlock, no.
No, I just wanted to check.
Hogan's just going to kind of show some finer points of the armor and like how the craftsmanship. This
I like
is,
grab my book and I'm like furiously writing everything he said down. I'm just so excited that he's actually like we're bonding.
and you can see here. You see these lines. These are from the first age. So we'll get into it later.
Perfect. So you've got this space. There's a couple of things that you can do from here. So this space cuts off. There's nowhere else to go in the temple from this end. You've deactivated the statues in the hallway, and there's another section here that's connected from the room where you killed the 2 grells that you haven't had a chance to look in. So there's some other places if you'd like to go, but right now there's nothing else certainly attacking you right now. It's quiet in this space.
So now that we determined that the gems aren't gonna, like, I don't know, cause a person to pop out by any means, can I steal some shit?
Yeah.
Ooh, I have one of those. I pull out my orb.
Ooh.
This caused me to pop out of all sorts of places.
Well, what the fuck is that? What is that orb?
It's my orb.
Did that come from your patron?
No.
Did
I
you
found
find it?
It's just
You found
nice.
it where?
So I was with these 2 people and they were very grumpy. Well, one was grumpy, one was very nice, but she was very quiet.
Get
She
to the
didn't
good
seem to
part.
like it a lot.
Oh my god.
Look what you did.
So anyway, we were going through this a dungeon kind of area. It was really scary. We were in prison for
Can
a
we
really
walk
long
and talk,
time.
Neslia?
Yeah.
Can we walk and talk?
Yes.
Okay,
Where do you all want to go?
I just kind of keep on. I
Yeah.
kind of want to go towards the noise. Like I know when we followed Wawatesi, it kind of branched, and I noticed that the noise, like that white noise, was coming from the other side. So I kind of want to go that, explore down that hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Correct.
definitely do that.
That's where I want you to be. Huh?
So this brings you to the opposite end of the hallway here. If you want to move through that space, the end of this hallway is greeted with 2 double doors. It feels like this is heading into a broader sort of entrance hall area. These 2 doors you can see have been they have been crushed from behind by what seems to be a small rock slide. And so they've been pushed into the hallway a little bit. And so you can see that impact from the inside, but they don't look passable from this direction. The hallway is relatively quiet. There's also a prayer alcove on your way past.
A what alcove?
Prayer alcove.
Rotation.
Oh, I don't care about religion that much. I keep walking.
Is there
Hogan's
like
interested and poked himself into the prayer chamber just to kind of see what's up in there.
Mhm.
Would I be interested in it if I'm under the College of Lore?
The prayer alcove is quite interesting. It's a fire meditation alcove, so it has a bench and a table in front of it. And what it's common for acolytes to hold living flame in their hands as they meditate, and that becomes more comfortable over time. And this is essentially, Hogan. This is the level of fairy tale in terms of cultural practice. This is from an age a great time ago. The stories of Durgar tackling and creating relationships with the elemental plane of fire and bringing that into their worship is sort of on the level of like superheroes and absurdist fiction, but it's not completely gone from the rumors.
I want to look for any kind of relic or any kind of like reminder or just something that I would be interested to take from this area.
Mm.
But you can't actually go into the room yet, can you?
Or
That
are we
is
just
blocked
looking,
off.
or
So the double doors at the end of the hallway are blocked off, but this prayer alcove is this square corner with the bench that's about halfway down the hallway. There.
Okay. I was confused about what we were talking about. Sorry about that.
No, totally fine. Totally fine. So Hogan, give me an investigation check for this alcove.
oh. So that is 17.
Okay. So you're searching sort of this area, sort of looking for a variety of different things, and you see a small tube. It's maybe like 4 inches long by an inch thick, and it has a very, very old cork that has been jammed in the end, and it's been sealed with wax all around the top of it, like red wax. And you find it seems to have rolled under the bench and is resting against one of the legs. So in your searching, you come up with this bone tube. What would you like to do with it?
I would like to grab the bone tube.
Just realized what that sounded like. You said it.
Is it difficult to manipulate the head of the bone tube?
No.
It's like,
No,
not too hard, not too soft. You just have to be consistent with it.
Yeah, I want to gently manipulate the bone tube.
Yeah. So the cork comes off fairly easily. There's a scroll inside.
I'm
Gwennifer
popping
is
it out.
very familiar with manipulating bone tubes.
I want to take a look and see what the scroll's all about and see if I can read it.
Okay. So the scroll is very, very old, and so unrolling it is a very delicate process. It's probably about it's a yay big or so. There's 2 paragraphs on it, and it starts with Tyrell, and it says, "Tyrell, I fear to the best of our efforts that these Durgar are well beyond what we can manage. I'm concerned that they will interfere with the ascension, and that the monsters of the deep will find us once more. I pray that you will receive this before the sun breaks in a week. If not, I do not know what will become of us." And it's unsigned.
Alluring.
I'm going to try and roll it back up as gently as I can and put it back in the tube and just hand it to Neslia when I see her next.
Oh, I'm like literally right over your shoulder because I saw the scroll come out, and I'm just like.
I think it's
you
a memo
You
or
kind
something.
of turn
I don't
around
know.
and have that like you're literally right there, like in Star Wars when Darth Vader turns around really quick and there's this guy there and he's just like, yeah. So
I'm like half speaking Neslia's name, like Nice.
Perfect.
I just snatch it.
So yeah, so
Careful,
otherwise
careful.
some kind of rock slide has interfered with the doors at the far end. However, the noise is louder outside that section of door and rock than it has been in other places. So you suspect that this is very likely the right place.
I have a Dungeoneer's pack, so it has like a rock hammer and stuff like that. Is there any way I can like break through the mess?
This is a pretty significant rock slide. So it's like the sound. There's some muffling of the sound.
I mean,
You can pick
I
at it
also
if you
have
wanted to.
tools. I also have Mason's tools.
Yeah, if you want to start taking some cracks at moving
Yeah,
through this
I
stone.
mean, with Mason tools and a Dungeoneer pack, I feel like we could break some ground.
Sure.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so who wants to roll it?
I'll roll.
I would have proficiency with it, so I don't know
Oh,
what
you
would
roll.
But
I mean,
I
I
don't know what
appreciate-
kind of a roll would it be? Because is it like an athletics check? Is it like what is it?
Strength.
It's going to be a strength check to just
Okay,
get
so-
in and start.
I only have a 10 strength. What do you have?
My strength is also only a 10.
Okay, so then I'll have a +3 to this at least.
Okay.
Yeah,
go ahead.
same with my proficiency bonus, but
Okay, that's a 21.
oh,
Okay,
nice.
good. Yeah. So you can make some progress here. It seems like you could, if you put the team together, you could certainly make some progress in moving this. This is one of the sections of the temple where there isn't magma coming through the cracks in the walls. This seems to be a little more together.
Could I roll like a strength check as well to try and break through the wall? But can I also use my mage hand to grab whatever it can and take it out of the way?
Yes, the
I'm
mage
gonna-
hand has a 10-pound limit, so
Yeah.
but you
So
can
I can
use
just
it as
do
an
multiple
assist.
trips and do the work for me while we're figuring things out.
Yeah.
I'm
Do you
giving
all
her
want to
guidance.
get in
Yeah.
on this?
Hogan's up for it.
Okay, I'll give guidance to Penny.
Boom. Okay, I'm gonna roll strength. Ooh, 18 plus 3, so that's 21.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
and-
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
don't
making
really
some
even
progress.
need
No
to roll,
problem.
but if you wanted to. Oh, the poor pupper.
I know my dog is so needy right now.
My cat's been very good.
Okay, so you want to keep picking through this wall?
Yes.
All right. So let's say that you spend a little bit of time picking through this wall, and you're starting to make some progress. Mostly, what you can tell is the sound is starting to get louder as you start moving through. Do you want to do anything to control for the noise that you're making, or you just want to keep digging through the wall?
Well, now that you've said something, I feel like we should. Because I feel like following the DM's lead is always, you
Yes.
I
I
know
know-
to edit, and that wasn't helpful either. So I don't know.
know. Well, that's true. But you didn't show me the picture first. So
I did say snake made of fire emerges from dark altar under the earth.
that sounds like my people. What do you mean?
Fair. But yeah, you can pick this wall apart, and so the sound is getting louder as this wall starts to come down.
Can we just like make a train of people so like one person picks and then we follow along and then they just gently place it down so we're not just like hand bombing shit over our shoulders?
That's perfect. Yeah, you can start moving bits and pieces of this out. Who's in front?
I'm gonna
Hi.
help with the extraction. Oh,
I'll
well,
be-
no.
I'll-
Penny can go first.
Well, I was thinking I would be pretty close to the front because I was using my medicine tools.
There you go.
I'm at the
I
end.
use my pickaxe and shit,
So
so
cute.
I'm right there.
Okay, so you have now made the effort to move a large number of stones, enough that Penny, you can get your head down and sort of see into the distance.
Can I use my tail to feel around?
So actually, this chamber, with one of the things you notice as soon as you've moved enough stone, is this chamber actually contains its own light source. There's a light source in the center of the room that is illuminating this scene in front of you. And it looks
Well,
something like
from what we've discovered, a light happening is usually bad. So
the-
Historically, throughout this dungeon, yes.
correct. Points at arm.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to show you what this looks like. I'm going to put it up on the screen, then I'll pop it back over to you. So you look in and you see this.
Do we
Oh.
see those people?
Oh my god,
So
look at all the
you-
bodies to loot.
So you're looking through the center here, and you see 1, 2, 3 mind flayers standing around a central pool. And kneeling down at this central pool in a variety of positions are what seem to be young-ish teenagers. You recognize one of them from the description of the granddaughter of the city councilor who has.
So they're alive.
They seem to be, yeah, and they seem to be. They're muttering a trance, as if they are all sort of trapped in this trance collectively together.
Can
If
I?
they're there with mind flayers, they're probably brain dead at this point.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can I try and call into the hole and be like, "Hello, hello, it's Steve." If anyone acknowledges.
No, please don't.
Do I know what language they're speaking, like with the muttering? Or can we just hear kind of muttering?
Well, I'll describe the whole room, and then yes, I will answer. We will go through all the pieces. So there's a group of what seem to be young citizens that you recognize as distinctly different because they're dressed differently than the miners and the mind flayers, which are quite obvious where they're standing. They are all conducting a ritual together, and all of their eyes have been whited out, so they are entranced.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The one crouching in front of the pool is holding what looks like a jar, like a large sort of mason jar that's full of what seem to be wriggly tadpoles. He's pulling them one at a time out of the pool.
Okay.
And as you're watching, he stands up under the command of this ritual, moves over to one of the bodies, the one that's the closest to you on the left, pulls back the hood, and you see that there's a dwarven miner here. He's not dead. You can see that he's breathing and trying to struggle, but it seems like he's unable to move. The teenage elf then opens his eyeball, drops one of the tadpoles down towards the surface of the eye, and you see it disappear into this dwarf's skull. And the body goes very still for a second. And then this elf begins to move to the next body in a circle.
Thing.
So they are speaking.
Is it a pistol?
I just want to make sure. They are speaking deep speech.
Deep speech. I mean, pretty close.
I'm like, yes, but I know abyssal, but I don't know deep speech. So,
is this common knowledge as to what's in the room? Has Penny let us know already?
So this is what you see. So Penny, you can describe it if you want to, but this ritual is currently happening.
Okay, so I yell back to the group, and I'm like, so when I first look at his lights, there's like a couple different lights, and then there's like a big, conundrum happening. There's a few people in there, but they don't look like they're alive necessarily. They're more like entranced or charmed in some sort of way. But there's some sort of ritual of sorts happening.
Yeah.
In there.
I would definitely have been close as well with my mason tools working on it. So I would definitely say, like, these are mind flayers. They will suck out all of your intelligence and make you a thrall. Basically turn you into a mindless slave. So, Neslia, I need you to listen, Neslia. These people are going to have tentacles on their face. They're not good. Okay?
Oh.
They have tentacles, and they are not good. Okay?
Hogan,
I need to know that in advance so that you don't try to go hug them or anything, okay?
Okay.
Hogan is having what could be only described as a severe panic attack at this point. As soon as he hears that Illithid are mentioned, he just kind of grabs Neslia by the collar and starts accusatorily yelling at her. Like, what did you do? Did you bring them?
No, I didn't do anything, I swear. Everyone's been telling me not to touch things, and I haven't touched anything. It's been really frustrating.
Are they with you?
No.
And he points a finger very uncomfortably close to your face.
So Hogan asks that question, and Neslia, in the back of your mind, you hear a voice that you've never heard before that says, do you want to join us, or what do you want to tell him? And we'll leave it there for today.
Oh my god! What?
And the plot thickens.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh.
Great.
Oh my gosh.
All this talk about snacks, I couldn't not bring it
So
over.
cute, sweet.
It's very cute.
He's so little.
Before we break, though, Since nothing is happening, we killed all the people, there's still a stone wall and we know what's happening. Do we take the time to have a rest?
No,
I don't think we
no,
have
they're
that
gonna
time.
die. They're gonna die.
We can sleep.
So Nestlia, you can more than reasonably assume that one of the mind flayers is reaching out to you to
Well,
see if you'd like to join their team.
Yeah, with my telepathic abilities, I think that I would kind of
You would
game
know.
recognizes game sort of thing.
Exactly. I'm going to end the broadcast here. Thanks for everybody who tuned in.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.